Anwar Dafa-Alla is a busy man. After working as a web designer, web developer, and a college lecturer in his native Sudan, he went on to form his own small company in the capital city of Khartoum in 2003. After that, he came to Korea and currently is finishing his doctorate on database and bioinformatics lab, Department of Computer Science, School of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Chungbuk National University. He joins us now to tell us about his life in Korea and his efforts to bring change to other parts of the world. Thank you for coming on the evening show, Mr. Dafa-Alla.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for hosting me. I'm really glad to be here.
All right, thank you. So how has life in Korea been for you so far? It's been more than 5 years now, right?
Yeah, right. We are getting old now. Actually, I visited Korea the first time as a competitor in the International Olympiad Informatics back in 2002 after the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 1 week visit that, gave me the nice impression about Korea and, the Korean people and how they are fastly developing the IT sector.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So back in 2002, when I came to Gyeonggi University as an invited observer, I was the only Sudanese at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I met different professors, different students, and get different aspect of glimpse from the
right.
How the things go and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I came back in 2003 as a student, as a master student in Chungbuk University in Cheongju.
If you came in 2003, I guess it's been way over 5 years now. But what would you say were some of the biggest challenges you had to face in Korea?
Yeah, the biggest one, as I can say, is the Korean society is homogeneous society, and as the guy from a different background, you are very clear that you don't belong here. So you need to the Korean people are very, very polite, and they are shy, and you need to break the Ferris wall between you and them. After that, things are pretty smooth, and you can get to to live at very comfort in Korea. I get used to the Korean food. Now I have a favorite dishes like
what's your favorite?
The kalbi.
Kalbi,
yeah, and the bibimbap. Yeah, I like them. The Korean food is very healthy.
That's good. That's good.
Yes. Right.
So I understand you have participated in establishing several NGO and groups in Sudan, such as Sudan Developers Association. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, sure. As an activist, I like to participate in making change, real change on the ground, wherever I am. For instance, I participated since I'm 14 years old.
Wow.
In the social activities in our neighborhood in Port Sudan and in our school, as well as being one member of board of the Sudanese community in Egypt, and later here in the Sudanese community in South Korea. I was the vice president, being elected for 5 times.
Consecutive. Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, right.
So
the Sudan Developers Association is a small NGO that aims to develop the skills of the Sudanese youth and encourage them to participate in the international and the national competitions in computer sciences.
I see.
Yeah.
And I hear you're also a volunteer translator for TED, a non-profit that is making quite an impact with its conference. How did that happen?
Yeah, TED it stands for Technology, Entertainment, Design.
Of course.
That's it's a great conference series that enables it. It becomes a platform for spreading idea worth spreading. It's not any kind of idea.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes. So, here in our laboratory, we have me and some Sudanese friends, Ibrahim, Khalid, Maki, and Muhammad Izzuddin. We're sharing, video lectures.
Video lectures?
Yes,
wow.
Papers and whatever comes to our hand. So, someday Ibrahim sent me a link to a very inspiring talk, which, later I I watched that talk. It was about the African Einstein.
Mm-hmm.
The next Einstein would be an African one. So the first thing came to my mind is how to spread this talk to many people in my country, in our continent, to get them inspired by, such a great movement.
So, of all the tasks you could have volunteered to do, why did you decide to volunteer as a translator?
For a lot of people, their life, maybe dream is to be a TED speaker one day, because, being one of the remarkable people whose ideas were spreading.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, the translation is an investment in an idea, in individual, in a society, in a cross-cultural communication. It promotes for tolerance,
right?
And, the mutual respect between different cultures, different civilizations.
Uh-huh.
So if anyone else can enjoy something I do myself, why not share it?
True.
So I believe in the ability of the open source and the collaboration work in changing our world to be a better place to live in.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your country, Sudan, a little. We hear a lot about the country in the news, but I expect many of them might not give you the full story. What do you see as the biggest misconception about Sudan?
Yeah, there's one TED Talk, the Nigerian storyteller. She was talking about very important notion, is the single story. That when the people draw, one story about you and make it the definitive story about you, is that you are only poor. You are only, broken. You are only, that's, robs your dignity as a human. The political situation, among the long history of the civilization, the mankind, usually the countries or the nations goes ups and downs.
Of course.
You cannot just repeat that, those people are broken, those people are poor, those people have a civil war or whatever. So the notion of the single story about my country, that's very painful for me. Not only for me, for the other friends.
I'm sure.
Who knows you, from inside.
Right.
So, amid the Sudan dark recent history for the past 50 years, they're saturated with the conflicts and tragic current events and so on. They, it lies a culture with the deep roots going back as far as, 8,000 years, several hundreds of ethnic groups and languages. So Sudan is one of the world's most diverse countries. Or define the country as the oil-rich country or whatever.
Right.
We are people-rich country with the diversity and the generosity of the people and so on.
So would you say that's what you would like to let people know about Sudan the most?
Yes, right. The diversity of the country, and there are oversimplification in the news and the media. Is that the Arab Muslims versus the African Christian or blacks or whatever. You can never distinguish two Sudanese. If I brought you just a picture of 5 Sudanese, you can never guess who's the African, who's the Arab, who's the Muslim, who's the Christian.
Wow. So, it must have been quite a shock for you when you came to Korea and saw that everyone was the same.
Yes, right. It's homogeneous. All the people look same.
Yeah.
80% of the people name Kim.
I'm one of them.
Oh.
So, moving right along, though, what efforts could be made to portray a more accurate picture of Sudan, would you say?
Yeah, this is... I believe that if you want to know the people, you should go from the cultural door, the folklore, their history, and so on. It's not going from the current economic situation and their current political rank or whatever.
I also understand that you said that education is a life mission for you. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, I started since 2003 I graduated from school. That by the end of the year I joined the master course here in South Korea.
Uh-huh.
In 2006, I finished the master course. I started my own company as a, business, the export business from here to my country. And then in 2006, the same year, after 6 months, I joined the PhD course. Just I'm finishing now in 2010. So it's a life mission, and I'll never stop studying.
Because there's always something new to learn.
Yes, right. Mm-hmm. Not only to learn, but also to share. It's a continuous journey in life,
So I guess this question kind of may seem a little inappropriate because you said it's education is a life mission. But if you don't mind me asking, what plans do you have for after your studies?
Yeah, the obvious, the obvious answer is, finding a job and blah, 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 blah. I think that's the mandatory. One can never avoid having a job and, take your responsibility, the basic responsibility. But, looking at the bigger picture is, to do at least a real change.
A real change.
Yes, in other people's lives. I'm very eager about, doing some real change in my country when I get back.
And I'm sure you're capable of doing more than what you wish to do. Thank you very much for your time, Anwar.
Thank you.
We talk with Anwar Dafa-Alla on his life in Korea and his efforts to bring change to other parts of the world.